Hi there, Carlin from Anything Technical here. In today's video we're going to have a look at the Skimender Rp360 base repair pistol. Now this is a high performance pistol used all over the world in workshops, both personal and professional, and it's designed and built to carry out long lasting repairs very quickly and simply. It's very easy to use. Essentially you put the repair pin in the pistol and pull the trigger. So in the box you get the repair pistol itself, which comes with a 3-pin UK plug, a stand which slides onto the bottom of the repair pistol. Now that has a magnet in which obviously magnetises itself to the metal plate which is underneath here, which you can't see. We have the operating instructions, a silicone mat which helps to clean the head and remove any carbon deposits, and some repair pins themselves. So you have a pack of 3 black rods and a pack of 3 clear rods as well. So let's have a look at how we actually use the Rp360. So before we actually use the Rp360 repair pistol, we need to prepare our working area. Now what we actually need to do first is make the gouge slightly deeper to give the material something to bite onto. So essentially what we're doing is we're actually making it worse before we can make it better. So I'm going to use a flathead chisel here, and just be very careful because these are very sharp. I'm just going to make this a little bit deeper. Okay, and then if you hold the chisel flat, it will just take all the little lips and excess off. Okay, then what we need to do is remove any wax or oil, grease that may have come from our fingertips, because if there's any oil or grease, wax, whatever it might be, it creates a barrier between the actual gouge and the ski base material and the repair material that we're trying to force into there, so it won't adhere as best as it potentially could. So use some base cleaner, get into all the little nooks and crannies, and then we just have to wait for the solvent in the base cleaner to evaporate. So now the solvent from the base cleaner has evaporated, we're now ready to use the Rp360 repair pistol. Now we've loaded the repair pistol with a black repair pin because we're working on a black base here. Of course, if we were working on a clear section or maybe a coloured section, we'd use the clear repair pin. So what we want to do first is we want to squeeze the trigger ever so slightly to get some material onto the actual face. If we put the bare face onto the ski straight away, it potentially can actually burn the base material before we've even started doing any repair. So we'll just squeeze a little to start with, which will create a barrier, and then all we're going to do is apply some pressure while squeezing the trigger and pushing that flat plate down into that gouge. Now we don't want to add too much material at this stage, because the more we add, the more we'll have to remove, and that can be quite wasteful. So we'll add a little bit to start with, we can remove that excess, and we can always add some later on. So we've left the material for around 10-15 minutes to cool down completely. The last thing we want to do is start working with this material when it's still warm, because all it will do is it will rip out and we'll have to start all over again. So we're now at a stage where we can actually start removing the material. Now we like to use a cross file, or sometimes it's referred to as a radial file, but this is a Holman Call cross file. Now this is designed to remove material, base material, patching material, glues, resins from sidewalls, top sheets. So a really useful file to have in the workshop. So we're going to hold the file at 45 degrees across the ski here, and we will just rely on the weight of the file to bite down and remove the material. You don't want to push down too heavily with this because it's sharp, it's fairly new, and we don't want to start causing additional gouges and scratches. So very lightly pull it towards you and lift off, and just repeat. Now and again you'll just have to clean the file, remove some of the excess material. can always flip the file over to use the fresher side. Okay, so that's removed the majority of the material. Now what we like to use in the workshop here to give a more professional and a final finish is a Bako scraper, which is a paint scraper with a blade, and we'll simply just again use that very lightly to remove more excess. And then a Scotch pad. This will help to just dive into the structure that's cut into the base of the ski and remove any of that remaining material. And then finally, to finish, a Hoban Cole steel brush, which is sometimes referred to as a structure brush. This will help to reveal the nice structure that's been cut into the ski using a stone on one of the Wintersteiger servicing machines. And there is the pretty permanent repair, ready for waxing.